It's the whole home backup system, which can provide the backup power for the whole home loads during a power outage. SYN200XH-US is the backup switch box for the whole home backup system. SYN-US has 3 operation modes: on-grid mode, off-grid mode, and generator working mode. All the 3 modes could be switched automatically by the SYN switch box. Cables are needed before installation. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and grid panel. Set the AC breaker to off. Connect L1 and L2 ports of SYN-US AC breaker to L1 and L2 ports of grid panel. Connect the neutral and grounding cables to the grid panel. For without AC breaker version SYN-US, connect grid L1 and grid L2 ports of SYN-US to L1 and L2 ports of grid panel. Connect the neutral and grounding cables to the grid panel. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and load panel. Connect the load L1 and load L2 ports of SYN-US to L1 and L2 ports of AC load panel. Connect the neutral and grounding cables to the grid panel. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and the main XH-US inverter. Communication cables connection. Connect the RS485A and RS585B ports of main XH-US CN24 terminal to A and B ports of SYN-US CNA terminal. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and main XH-US inverter. AC power cables connection. Connect the L1 and L2 ports of SYN200XH-US in the breaker to L1 and L2 ports of main XH-US AC output terminal. Connect the neutral and grounding cables to the grid panel. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and generator. Communication cables connection. Connect the COM and NO ports of SYN200XH-US CN6 terminal to remote control ports of the generator. Cables connecting between the SYN-US and generator. AC power cables connection. Connect the Gen L1 and Gen L2 ports of SYN-US to L1 and L2 ports of generator. Connect the neutral and grounding cables to the generator.